We're not Americans. We are people who formerly were Africans who were kidnapped and brought to America.
Welcome to another episode of the Lance Scurv Show. We have Brother Kwesi here.
Yes.
And this is an informal introduction. The formal introduction will come when he can display his skills. And his thing, one of his things, is farming. Real farming. And I want to tell you, he has skills beyond belief. He can tell you so much. He's a quiet man. He's not going to brag about what he can do, but that's what I'm here to do. And over the next few years, you're going to see. Now, he's going to be starting out, and he has already started out his YouTube channel. And we're going to show him some love from here. We still have more things on it to work on. But that being said, he's going to be our in-house farmer, and he's going to answer all your questions and bring things to you and other things that are beyond that, because there's so much more to him than meets the eye. But my brother Kwesi, I'm glad to have you on. I'm going to step off. I'll still be right here with you like I always do.
Right.
And I just want you to introduce yourself. I'm going to be here. Tell me when to shut up, because I talk a lot when I have guests on. Farming, the importance of it. How did you get into it? What does it do for you, and what does it do for us?
Well, starting off, I want to say give thanks. I give thanks for the moment that we're in. I give thanks for our ancestors for guiding me here to the holy land of beautiful Africa. Starting off, I mean, as a young youth, I say like around elementary, you know, I was homeschooled, so I had some lady come in and basically show us how to grow a bean. Simple as that, one bean. She brought in some 2-liter bottles. You know, we put the holes in the 2-liter bottles.
Right.
And, you know, we put the soil in the 2-liter bottles, put our beans in the 2-liter bottles, and a plant arrived from those beans.
And it fascinated you, didn't it?
And as a child, you can tell me something is going to happen, but until you actually see it, that's when I believe you. So when I actually witnessed this life coming from one bean, everything else was history.
It's like in the comic books when they say the origin of. How did Spider-Man become Spider-Man? How did Brother Kwesi become himself with the love for farming?
Right.
But continue on.
And
brother.
I don't want to take away from my actual family. My family, I have farming rich into my family, down to my grandfathers, my fathers. Everybody did most of their farming down in Alabama, Georgia, Mississippi, down where that's where the food hub was in the United States.
Yes.
You know, that's where the food hub was. That's where all the rich food was. That's where a lot of people farmed. That's just a lot of the original farmers. That's where they made most of their money from.
Right.
So just getting that knowledge as a child and having that already instilled in me, seeing my actual parents go out and plant some food rather than go to the grocery store.
It wasn't strange to you.
Yeah, yes. It was normal. It was a regular thing. So I never really looked at it like, you know, it was something foreign. Like, you know, I was never used to, you know, going to the grocery store. We always planted food, you know, even as a child. So. And
that's the original African way.
Exactly.
That whatever your family did, you were expected to do.
Right.
And from young, you took it on, and it became something that you were gifted beyond the normal person. I mean, look at Floyd Mayweather, who grew up with an uncle and a father who fought at championship levels, and from young, he absorbed little things that you just can't teach a person. So but you have a propensity for this anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's why I said. So, you know, that is something that we need to do as a people to instill into our next generation. See, I can't come as a farmer naturally and then have seeds growing up where you don't teach them farming. It doesn't make sense. It won't match up, you know.
Right.
So my whole thing is to carry it on, you know, as a legacy for my family. But yeah, that's how it started, you know, back in Ohio, you know, a young kid, you know, it's the city, but I was a country kid at heart. You know, they would drop me off, you know, I'd be 12, 13 years old. Some little creek or canal we'd go down there, we'd catch some animals, you know, catch some frogs. You know, we was adventurous. We didn't sit in front of an iPad and, you know, any laptops and things like that nature. No, we were outside. We was hands-on. We were doing everything we needed to do as far as nature, you know.
That's the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah, exactly. It's the way it's supposed to be. But it's not like that, unfortunately.
Right, right.
You know, but this is where it came from, just not having the knowledge of growing your own food. Imagine if you was a child, you know, growing up and you were taught how to grow food as a young child.
Right.
You know, I mean, some kids, they don't learn that,
Right.
you know, and then all they do is rely on grocery stores.
It's a disconnect.
It's a disconnection. So I think it was the most important thing to happen to me in my life.
Well, you know, I was driving the bus one day and I heard a kid ask his mother, what tree does the cheese noodles come off of? It's to show you the disconnect.
No, that just shows you exactly. That shows you, you know, it shows, and it's people joke around with me. You know, they ask me stupid stuff like, you know, how do you grow chicken? You know, you know, what plants does the chicken come from? You know,
Oh, no, they're playing with you, right?
No,
wait.
I hope they're playing with me.
Oh, okay,
I'm
okay,
hoping they're playing with me.
Okay.
But to be honest, it could really be a question. So I might have to explain. You know, I can tell you how to grow a chicken, but if it don't come from it definitely don't come from a plant. You know.
Tell me something. What are the things that we can look forward to seeing on your channel when you have it up all the way? It's in the works now, and it's only going to be up in a few more days, but talk to us about your vision, because you're not the typical person who's just gonna, this is farming.
Right, I'm not
spiritual connection.
Okay.
What we need for our people with farming, those things. Talk to us, your vision.
Right. Okay. So, like you say, I'm not the one that's just to plant a seed and then, you know, in individual rows in a straight line and then tell you that's farming. No. Main thing what you're gonna see with my channel, Infinite Roots in Africa, will be indigenous farming. When I say indigenous farming, I mean farming from all resources. Nothing is wasted in farming. I mean, from the soil to the compost to whatever. When the plant sheds its leaves, we use everything in the soil. Everything is broken back down. All the micronutrients are getting broken back down by all the life in the soil. So it's not just planting the seed and walking away and saying, hey, I'm farming. No, we break down to all the minerals. We break down to molecules. We break down to fungus. Everything goes back into the earth, and that's what I'm going to teach the people, to connect back into the earth and use all resources and let nothing be wasted.
And we're in the best place in the entire planet. The richest soil. You must be happy when you look down and see this red soil and know that we're in the food bowl of the planet, the richest place on earth.
Listen.
And you, with the rich knowledge that you have combined with that, is going to be a righteous explosion of knowledge and nutrition and goodness and spirituality and feeling good. And like I said, you're not somebody who looked at a couple of websites, a couple of things, and read a book. I'm not knocking anybody for seeking knowledge that way.
Correct.
But you have the hands-on from young, from birth damn near.
Correct. And that's one thing that I take full joy in, to just be able to experience this in the holy motherland of Africa. You know what I'm saying? This has been, I'm coming from Ohio to Florida to Africa, Ghana, West Africa. See, every time I was in any part of the West, I had to add stuff to our soil. Now that's a real big thing. There's things people don't really even think about.
Throw us a few things. Not everything, but throw us a few things.
Okay, Ohio, put it like this. Midwest Ohio is known for a lot of clay soil, real hard clay soil, you know? So if certain parts of Ohio, if you want to farm, you have to add to the soil as far as sand to break up, to be able to have drainage, because you have a lot of clay. You might have to add sand to add drainage to the soil.
I never thought about that.
And a lot of people don't think
about that. The soil is
constipated
up there.
Exactly. So you need to add some sand to get you some drainage, and other things to just hold moisture. Other things to hold moisture, and everything is just off balance. That's what I realized down in Florida.
Too much sand. It's
way too much sand. They build it on top of water, so now you have to add something to hold all the moisture in instead of all the water that comes through being leached out. You have to add to that. So it was always some type of amenity that I had to add to the soils. Now, when the ancestors put me right here in Mother Africa, in this rich soil, every time I drop something in the soil, I see a seed sprout up.
Listen.
It's the texture. Everything everything is balanced. It's
I
not.
took a leak over there the other day, 2 days ago, and came back. There's a tree over there that looks like me.
Yeah, now you can pick fruit off of it in about a couple more weeks. Watch it. No, but that's very important. That's just a very important topic I need to tell people is like when you get. I've learned soils as I farm. You know, not just too much clay, not just too much sand.
Just go to Home Depot and buy something and throw it in.
It's in the everything is in the back. But
what?
Exactly. But this soil here, I can tell everybody is balanced. Everything is balanced. Everything. You can get the moisture, you can get the drainage, you can get the nutrients.
Yes.
And you don't have to add to it.
Wow.
You don't have to add
Superior
to
soil
it.
in the motherland.
Yeah, exactly. So the only thing we're going to be adding is the fruits and the seeds that we eat. You know, everything that breaks down, it breaks right back down into the universe. The worms eat it. They produce a fertilizer, and then I start fertilizing.
Wow.
You know, we're going. I'm trying to tell you that. So this is just a few things. I can't tell you everything.
Right, exactly.
I'm just going to touch a few things,
right,
until you know.
To let the world know that you know what you're talking about.
Yes,
exactly.
Yes. It's just So that's a part of what my last segment of farming is to learning like a food forest to where you have different layers of food now. See, you have a top layer where you got the big tree that produces all the mangoes. You got a smaller layer, which can be a blueberry tree. The blueberry tree produces a small shrub layer. Then you got a ground layer. Now you got your sweet potatoes.
Oh, man.
So listen.
I never thought of it that way.
Yeah. So the sweet potatoes cover the ground to keep all the moisture in, you know.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it's all food.
And it's all food.
So I can get fat off this vegan food.
You can get very fat off this vegan food. Too much of anything will always overdo you. So, no, yeah, listen, man. Wow. So that's kind of where we're tapping into, too. Just
Brilliant.
endless food, and this environment that can sustain itself without us being here.
Well,